This is a hanging lat stretch, and we're going to include some breath work here and also enable you to explore what it feels like to be in a stacked position and just get that really nice coordination of the diaphragm and the eccentric control of the core. So you will need a squat rack, just something you can hang off of. You can do it on your hangboard jugs, that's fine. But you do need to have a bench underneath you, especially at first, or just something that you can put your feet flat on, because it's going to facilitate some of the things that we need to happen, especially with our lower body. So we're gonna start by getting on whatever holds or whatever thing that you're using. And I'm gonna show you how you set it up first, and then I'll talk you through some of the breath work for it. To get set up for this, you're gonna put your hands up, and I want you to walk your feet just about 6 to 8 inches in front of you. Ideally, your feet are going to be flat on whatever surface that you're using, so you're not only using your toes or just kind of digging your heels in, your feet are completely flat. Now, the thing that we wanna do is we're just gonna kind of hang here first, all right? But then I want you to make sure that you're not squeezing your butt because a lot of people, they're already kind of hanging and they start squeezing their butt. So relax the booty, okay? All right, so now from there, we want to kind of imaginary kind of pull on our heels just a little bit and then tuck our pelvis under just slightly, okay? So we're making sure we're getting a tiny bit of hamstring activation. You may kind of have to move your feet around. It's okay if you don't feel it a lot, but the idea is that we're able to move the pelvis underneath us without squeezing our glutes. This is really important. You don't want to squeeze your glutes. All right, so now from here, we've got a little bit of posterior pelvic tilt, a little bit of hamstrings. Your quads should not be on at all. And you can just kind of relax here. We don't even try to stay engaged. We just kind of relax. Now we're going to move on to how you breathe in this position. When you are breathing in this position, we want to make sure that our inhales are through our nose and our exhales are through our mouth. The goal of your exhales is to create as much tension as you can from the bottom up. On your exhales, you should not lose any height in your sternum. So when you exhale, we shouldn't like this right here. And we also want to make sure that we kind of almost have like a double chin. Okay, so when we exhale, it shouldn't like this. We want to keep our chin just kind of slightly tucked back the entire time that we're doing this. Now on your inhale, your goal is to keep that tension that you created in your core. Inhale through your nose without getting your neck turning on to create your inhale, because what we're trying to do is have eccentric control of the core, and then on the inhale we're allowing for all the sides of our rib cage to move, especially because we have those lats in a little bit more of a lengthened state, so we're inhibiting them a bit. So again, the goal on the exhale is to create tension from the bottom up. We're really training up those deeper abdominal muscles, especially the transverse abdominis. And then on your inhale, your goal is to not let your belly move more than your rib cage, okay? Our rib cage, front, side, and back, needs to be the thing that expands on the inhale. And we shouldn't hear you or like see you inhaling in your neck. So it shouldn't be like, and it also shouldn't like getting all these muscles and upper traps kind of involved, okay? We don't need all that. We just need our rib cage to move, and it is harder said than done, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so I'm gonna get set up here. So first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of hang, then I'm gonna try and find some hamstrings. All right, got those. Slight pelvic tilt. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is start with an exhale. Ribs come all the way down. I feel my deep core coming on from the bottom up. I'm not squeezing my butt. Oh, I forgot to get my head back. Head back just a little bit. All right, now I've got quite a bit of tension in my core, and I'm gonna close my mouth and keep that while I inhale. And then exhale. So I'll do it a couple more times for you guys. Exhale. One more time. Oh, I'm tired. That's harder than what it seems. And what you're feeling for on that inhale is especially expansion in your back, okay? So for me, I really feel it a lot right in here, which feels really good because I know that I tend to live more in this kind of like extension pattern like so. So I've got one more extra thing for you to try. So for this, you will need to go grab a balloon, okay? So just like a standard like party balloon. So go grab a balloon and then meet me back here. So if you've done that and you're like, yeah, okay, I got it. What's next? The balloon. The balloon is what's next. And this is going to really, really light your core up. This is harder than any plank I've ever done. I mean, it's the real deal. Okay, so we're going to exhale fully into the balloon, and then without biting the balloon or closing the balloon with your teeth, you're going to inhale with your nose, okay? You exhale into the balloon, and then you inhale with your nose. And the balloon might collapse a little bit on the inhale, but it should not fully deflate. All right, so let's see if I can do this for you. Okay, so I promise, you need to try this. Seriously, try it, especially for your core. If you're like, I'm not sure, like, am I really getting a nice core contraction from the bottom up? Try this. You will feel it, I promise. I'm not gonna let this balloon go on camera because it will all make a really funny sound. But yeah, that is your hanging lat stretch in a stacked position.